guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. Today I am going to be sharing part 2 of my spring refresh. So let's get started. Okay guys, it is the end of April and I am just getting to my official spring refresh. And in fact, I have not actually even done the spring refresh in the Power Sheets. And I think that I have been just trying to put too much pressure on myself to get things done so that I can film them for you. I will leave a link for part 1 of my spring refresh in the description box. That will be very helpful for you to watch before you watch this one, just kind of giving you my thinking. Towards the end of March, things were just so crazy. We were planning a vacation. We went away for the first couple of weeks of April. We were trying to finish up as much of homeschool as we could before we went on vacation. I know that we still have some homeschool stuff to get done. Most of it is self-directed, so my kids can really focus on it, and I don't necessarily need to be doing a ton of stuff with their homeschooling, but I was just kind of all over the place. I had been sick, my kids were sick, trying to plan this vacation, bunch of things that just happened and threw me for a loop. And so I was not able to really sit down and go through my action plans the way that I wanted to and share them with you. Now that we're back from vacation and we are kind of back to a normal routine, I am able to think a little bit more about my action plans for the year. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to share my action plans for quarter 2. If you watch part 1 of my spring refresh, you will know that I kind of adjust my quarters. They are not the traditional quarters that the calendar year follows. And so I will go over that briefly. I do talk about it much more in that other video, so bear with me. I will typically do quarter 1 as January through March. Then I do my spring refresh, but I typically do my spring refresh for April and May. Then my summer refresh is at the end of May for June, July, and August, and then fall for September, October, and November, and then December is its own thing. I do not set goals in December. I focus on traditions and thinking ahead to the new year. Typically, I will have April and May to work on my Q2 goals. This year, I am filming this on April 18th, and it is getting towards the end of the month, and I have not done a whole lot of anything with my action plans because we were gone at the beginning of the month, and that is totally okay. So I do not know if my second quarter will be just April and May as per usual, or if it is going to also include June this year. I did go through all of my goals in that first video, and I talked about what was going well and all of the things that I accomplished during the first quarter. So if you want to see that, definitely go back and check it out. But today what I'm going to do is kind of go through some of my action plans that I have set up for this quarter. Some of them I have already started working on. I did do my April goals for the month, and I have made quite a bit of progress on all of that stuff. I am hoping that because the majority of our homeschool mom work is done for the year, and I just really need to focus on planning next year, that I will have some time to get into some of the bigger projects. But again, we will see. If I get to the end of May and feel like I've made a lot of progress, then I may do my summer refresh. If I get to the end of May and feel like I still have a ton of stuff that I need to work on, I will give myself June as well. So I do have my action plans listed April to May here, but that could change. These are free on the Cultivate What Matters website. I really like these action plans. They used to be included in the Power Sheets a few years ago. They only did it 1 year, and in the quarterly refresh they had these mini action plans, goal action plans bound into the book, and I loved that, and I have been using them ever since. Even though they do not include them in the Power Sheets anymore, I just print off new copies. So for my passion projects / homeschool goal, I have my first mini goal is to finish homeschool. I need to complete our subjects, update my high schoolers' transcripts, and then put together the review information and make an appointment with my teacher friend who does our reviews, make sure that she can get us in. Those are all part of my April goals, and I think that we are on track. I think that Emma and Jack will end up bleeding into May for some of their math, and Lucy will go through June with her math. She kind of rolls through, and we don't take as much of a break for math for Lucy as we do for my older two kids. Then the next mini goal is to plan 2024-2025 homeschool curriculum, and I have been doing that. I think that I'm pretty much where I need to be. So I am making a lot of progress on that. The reason that it needs to be April, May is because we need to buy all of our curriculum, and then I need to get lessons planned because we start our new year in July. So I have to keep going with that, but I'm feeling really good about the progress that I've made so far. Again, that is something that is on my April goals, and it is something that I continuously work on. Passion projects is my third mini goal. I want to meet with my kids and talk about the resources that they may need for next year. This is their passion project so that I can plan out that content for my kids, plan the resources, and figure out how we're going to manage those passion projects as we start our new year in July. And then I also want to make a list of projects that I want to complete in 2024 and start one of them. I did actually start making a list of some hobbies and things that I want to work on this year. So I may choose one of those things. It may just be something as simple as making new dish rags, because I noticed I knit our dish rags and they are starting to fall apart a little bit. I don't know if it's from our laundry machine or if they're just that old. So I do need to knit some new ones. So that is kind of hobby, kind of needed anyways. So those are my action plans for my homeschool / passion projects goal, and I'm feeling pretty good about these. The next one is my legacy goal, and my mini goal is Florida scrapbook. So I want to go through all the pictures that I took while we were on vacation and delete the ones that I don't want and have pictures printed. I don't know if I'm going to do an actual scrapbook. I don't know if I'm just going to get like a photo album and insert pictures into the little plastic sleeves. I'm not entirely sure yet. So my mini goal is the Florida scrapbook. My steps are choose the photos, get them printed, choose the album type, and create a timeline for completing the scrapbook, and then buy anything I need and start to lay out the pages. So I'm not talking about finishing the scrapbook, I'm just talking about getting all the materials and choosing pictures. And then the second mini goal is the Florida video. I did take a lot of video, so I'm hoping to compile some type of like vacation vlog. I don't know if I will post it on YouTube or if it will just be for my family, but that is another thing. So I did upload all the video, but I do need to choose music, edit it, etc. But that will be something that will probably be a weekend project, and I should be able to get that done. So those are my two mini goals associated with my legacy goal for the second quarter. Then the next goal is my rhythms of renewal goal, and the mini goal is restore rhythm, and that is, I don't have my book right here. It is reading the Restore section from the Rhythms of Renewal book by Rebecca Lyons, which is what I'm kind of using as a guide for this goal for the year. So I want to read the Restore rhythm. What does play look like? Figure out what that means to me. Then I also want to start thinking about food prep, which is something that I used to be really good at pre-2020, and I need to start getting back into that. I did start doing more of it in March, but we've been on vacation, and so I need to get back to that. Then my next mini goal with this Restore rhythm is health and wellness. The Restore rhythm is all about feeding your body well, movement, exercise, sleep, all of that kind of stuff. So I want to kind of figure out what health and wellness plans I want to have. I do a lot better in the spring and summer with getting outside and walking and being active with my kids. In the winter months, it is so hard because it is just disgusting in Maine. In the winter months, it's not motivating. It is never light out. It is always either raining or freezing cold or snowing. it's challenging. So I want to make some health and wellness plans. I need to make a couple of appointments, an eye appointment, and get my blood work done, figure out some sort of exercise routine or schedule, and then I think I also want to kind of brainstorm seasonally how I'm going to continue to implement that. And I know, again, like I said, spring and summer are great for me because it's beautiful in Maine, and even into the fall, but the winter months, I need to figure out something different to do. So obviously winter is over. Well, I'm crossing my fingers that winter is over here. So I don't necessarily need to consider that until the fall as I'm going into like November, December, but I would like to maybe come up with a few ideas so that maybe I can preempt some of the issues that I have in the winter months. I don't know. And then I also want to continue pursuing rest as part of my health and wellness mini goal. My third mini goal is Sabbath rest, and that is kind of a continuation from the rest rhythm of renewal from the first quarter, and just figuring out what that looks like for me weekly, monthly, seasonally. It's something that I just need to consider more. I've been doing much better about taking Sundays off and just not doing stuff. Like from Saturday night to Sunday afternoon, I just kind of read and enjoy time with the family. I'm not doing chores. I'm not doing a bunch of work stuff. I'm just trying to relax. So I want to continue doing that, but I'd like to see what that will also look like monthly and seasonally. It's something that I need to consider. Then for my continuation of cultivating a life-giving home, my mini goal is declutter. And so I want to go through the 2023-2024 homeschool materials. I want to go through my master bedroom closet. We have like eaves in our master bedroom as well that I want to go through. They just have a bunch of bins and storage stuff in there that has been there pretty much since we moved in. And so I need to go through that stuff. And I would also like to start the unfinished basement. And that is... that is a lot of stuff. I need to go through the pre-K to third grade books and resources and figure out if there are things that I can get rid of or sell, because Lucy is finishing third grade this year. I don't know how much of that homeschool material I need to keep. I go back and forth. I don't like to get rid of books, and they are good quality books that could be used by my kids when they have kids later on. So I kind of just have to go through and see, do I want to keep some of the books and sell some of the books? Do I want to sell like our entire Sunlight curriculum packages? I'm not sure yet. I also need to go through all of the clothes, which I tried to do before we went on vacation, but it did not work out as well as I had hoped. This is a lot of steps for this declutter goal. So is this realistic for April and May? I'm not sure. I also want to go through planner supplies and writing tools, which I actually did do that before we left. The planner supplies, the writing tools I still need to do. Some of the markers and pens that I use have been discontinued from Erin Condren, and so I don't want to get rid of them unless they are totally out of ink. And so I just need to test the pens and make sure that the ones that I have still have good ink. Otherwise, I do need to obviously get rid of them. And then the last place that I would like to declutter is my husband's office in the basement. It's technically his office, but it's more a storage space, and it's not been turned into an office since we've moved into this house. It was supposed to be his office, but it never actually, I mean, it was during COVID, but then it became a storage space. So we need to work on that. And then my next mini goal is yard sale. I had this goal last year too. I don't know if we're going to do a yard sale. I need to talk to my husband about it. If we are going to do one, we need to schedule it and price everything. I have a lot of really good quality stuff that I don't want to just give away, but I also don't necessarily want to have a yard sale. I don't know if the time is worth it for the money that we would get for the stuff. I'm just not sure. So that's something that I just have to figure out. And then if we are going to do it, put a date on the calendar and price everything out. So the next action plan is for my finance goal, which is to continue to nurture my finances. The first mini goal is 2024 budget. Where can we make cuts? Figuring out savings goals and revisiting the first quarter reports now that we're back from vacation. Just figuring out everything from the first quarter of the year and making sure we are on track. My dog is barking. I will be right back. Okay, my next mini goal is considering a second vehicle. We do have a second vehicle, but it is on its last leg and we need to make a plan before it dies. And I am without a vehicle because that would not be good. So we need to decide when we're going to get a new vehicle, what we want, and our savings goal for that. It was really hard when we had to purchase our new vehicle a couple of years ago. We were unable to find anything at all. And now the interest rates are really high. So I would ideally like to be able to save enough so that we can pay cash for a car, but there are no inexpensive used cars anymore, at least not around here. I know Dave Ramsey says that there are, but it's not up in New England. So we'll see. We'll see. And then I need to, my last mini goal for this is prepping, and that is homestead needs, summer projects, and the yard sale again, figuring out if we're going to do that. It's kind of a combination with my home management goal and my finance goal is whether or not we're doing the yard sale. I do actually have an action plan for work stuff, even though I don't have work goals on my power sheets this year. I have a Lloydstrom notebook that I'm using for goals and work planner instead of combining my business and personal goals this year. My mini goals are planner launch, life planner launch, which was a couple of weeks ago, and I purchased a bunch of stuff. I can't wait to share it with you. If you purchased anything for life planner launch, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you got. And then also teacher planner and homeschool planner launches will be May 7th. And hopefully I will have something next week to share with you about that. And then I have a bunch of long range tasks that I just have to consider and start working on, not necessarily for just Q2, but just things that I need to get working on for the rest of the year. So those are all of my action plans for Q2. Again, I don't know if this is just going to be April and May or if it will bleed into June. Typically in June, I am doing a lot of homeschool planning for next year. My kids volunteer at a VBS, and it's like the 1 week a year where everybody is out of the house and I kind of have my own time. I don't know if they're going to be doing that this year or not. So things are just a little bit different as to when I'm going to be doing my homeschool planning and how I'm going to finagle that dedicated time to focus on that stuff. So we will see. We will see. Again, I know that this is a little bit late for a spring refresh, but I think that is just the nature of goals. It's never going to always line up exactly as you want it to, and that's okay. As long as you're still trying to make forward progress, it is okay if you have to slow down a little bit. Just keep making little steps forward, and eventually you will feel good about how things are going. So I do still have to do my spring refresh pages in the power sheets. I'm actually planning on doing these today during my co-working live stream with my membership community, going through and just grading how things are going, where I've seen the most growth, what needs more nourishment, what I'm saying no to and yes to this season, a routines reset, and then my refreshed goals. I'm feeling really good about things. Yes, I have not written them down yet, but I am feeling good about how this year is going. I definitely would encourage you to go back and listen to that first part of my spring refresh, because I did talk a lot about my Q1 progress and how I had some really big light bulb moments at the end of Q1 and just how there was some push and pull between some of my goals. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful for you, or that you just enjoyed listening to me chat about goals. If you have questions for me, please let me know in the comments, or you can email me. My contact form is always in the description box. Thank you again so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.